And welcome to a Bleacher Report Live interview. I'm Haris Kruskic here with Dustin Rhodes of All Elite Wrestling. Dustin, how are you?
I'm good, Haris. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. Thanks for taking the time.
Of course.
So it's been a little while since we've seen you competing in an AEW ring. What have you been up to?
What do you mean it's been a little while?
It's been a little while since, we saw you last week come to the aid of Cody with MJF, but it's been a couple weeks since we saw you in the ring.
Yeah, a couple weeks is not a little while. That's like you're making it sound like I've been gone for 3 months. No, it's good, man. I'm just, guys, I'm 50, so I use myself sparingly.
Okay,
that's the key to longevity in my situation. So, yeah, I'm just excited. Tomorrow night is a big night for me.
Absolutely. And you mentioned longevity. You've had a long, storied career, but a lot of people have felt like your time at AEW has been kind of a revival, a renaissance in a way of your career as well. How do you feel like your time at AEW has gone so far?
So far, so good, man. Perfect. It is a weekly thing, you know what I mean? And we've got to keep creating the best storylines that we can with myself as well as the kids, they are the main thing. They are number one, our roster and our young kids on the roster. Well, men and women, but I call them my kids. And it's about them now. You know what I mean? It's about them spreading their wings and putting out good weekly 2-hour television shows.
And a lot of people might not know this, but not only are you a wrestler for AEW, you're also a coach. Describe how that role has been for you.
That has been very rewarding because I've seen change in the short time that we have been on air. Every week at, say, noon, I get in there with the girls and I have a training session, a 2-hour training session. And we've done that every week since the birth of AEW on TV. And I can see change, and it's good. And these are my kids, man. I love them, and I want them to succeed just like, say, a Charlotte Flair or a Becky Lynch, and to actually main event a television show or a pay-per-view down the road. This is not a race, it's not a sprint. It's slow and steady, and we are growing, and they're getting better, and I'm just trying to teach them where the cameras are, because they're not used to that, how to bring out their characters. These are all character development opportunities that I'm really trying to help them with, each individually and as a group. We have a good team. They're all on board, and we work as a team, as a unit. So when one falls, we're there to help that person get back up. And that's the main number one thing that I see in AEW that is so special, is that we are a unit and working together to better our company and the product that we put out every week. And hopefully that we keep knocking them out of the park, man,
Absolutely. Who have you been particularly impressed by throughout your coaching? Someone that you've just looked at and said, wow, this person, it can be really big.
I see a lot. I'm not real particular on one person. We have some talented kids here. On the women's side, I'm really taking the helping to Britt Baker, and I want to bring her along with this heel run that she's about to go on, and really work with her. But everybody, all the girls, I love Chris Statlander. I like it because it's different and new. It's like she's an alien. So we've never had that in wrestling. So that's an element maybe we could utilize for children, for kids, and merchandising. So I'm thinking of ways to make money with these characters as well as bring their characters out. And she's doing a tremendous job. Sunny Kiss is doing an awesome job. Nyla Rose is doing an awesome job. Sheeta is doing an awesome job. We have such a big swole. And these are just the girls that I'm talking about, the ladies. But they're guys, man. MJF is really socking it to the world right now. And he's doing good. He's young. He's very insecure, and he's not very professional. Hopefully we can guide him and lead him down the path of success, and he will get better and better and better because he's on track to become a huge star. I love Luchasaurus. really think there's something special with him. And of course, Jungle Boy, Scorpio Sky is another guy who stands out in my mind. You have the whole SCU, but I think Scorpio Sky, I see something in him that could be very, very special. Pac is unbelievable. And I coach the promos, right? And so I'll look at and see, okay, who are we doing promos with this week? And we go down the list, and it's Pac. And I know Pac is going to deliver a great promo every single week. I don't have to worry about him as much as, say, a Brett or a Chris Statlander or Nyla, or somebody like that. Those are the people that I really want to concentrate on because they need the most help. Or a Jimmy Havoc, who just nailed a really good little vignette in our road to Austin. And it's a great place to be because they're all very passionate and hungry kids, and I love that about them. It makes me feel good to go to work every single week. I used to not like to go to work anymore with the other company, because they drained you of that. They drained you of your creativity. Here, you got some freedom, and I'm trying to bring these characters out of these kids so that they can flourish, because it's important, because they're the next in line, The old timers did it for me. It's only right for me to do it to them or for them.
Very well said. One of the highlights of your time at AEW so far was your match with Cody back at Double or Nothing last May, and won Pro Wrestling Illustrated
stars.
5 stars, won Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Match of the Year for 2019. Looking back on it, what are your biggest takeaways from that match?
That match. Okay, and I've said this before in interviews before, but when you're sitting on a sideline for so long, a couple of years, you kind of they drain you, and I'm talking about the other company. They drain you from your creative juices, and you just feel like this is it for me, right? And somebody calls you on the telephone, like Cody, and he says, "Let's have this match." And I'm like, is it too late to have this match? I'm thinking all these things in my head, is it too late to actually have this match? The one that they said would never be good enough to put on their big show year after year after year after year. Is it too late? And I agreed. And I went into that thing nervous as hell, wondering at 50 if I can do this first. Always being the perfectionist and wanting to perform like 110% every single night, but very nervous. And as soon as, because I didn't know how the AEW crowd was going to respond to me. I've had the WWE crowd, right? So I know that, but really they're the same. And you have the same crowds, and they have come to adore me as a wrestler over the years. And it might be because I've aged and they grew up with me. So leading into that, I got a great reaction, and they started the Dusty chants, and I got focused. From that point on, man, it was like laser focused with Cody. We had a job to do, and we went out there, and we're not going to miss anything in this match, right? But if we would have missed a couple of things, it wouldn't have mattered. It was perfection in my eyes. I know Cody loved the match. I don't think I believe he has said where it's not his favorite match of all time. It is mine. It is a top moment in my career. I love it. It is number one. We had everybody invested in that match. We told a story, a good story. It wasn't a flippy match story. It was a old 1986 pro wrestling story. And there was blood, there was guts, there was selling, there was crying, and everybody in that arena was on their feet. People at home, everybody was crying. It was very touching and emotional and real. And that's what made it a success. And I'm very proud of what I did. I'm very blessed that I was able to do that, and now still am able to participate in the ring at such a high level with these wonderful kids, because they are something special. They're very fast and young, and I'm getting a lot older and tighter and slower.
Dustin, I appreciate you taking the time with us, and hopefully we're again from you sometime soon.
Is that it?
That's it. That was easy, right?
That was a quick one.
Revolution, live Saturday, February 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Buy now on VR Live.